Today I want to share a little story time with you all, a story that I was telling my friend the other day, and she was just kind of left in awe. And I thought to myself, it's funny that I haven't shared this story more often, so here it is. I am going to tell you all about the story of my very first past life regression reading and why I believe that you should also tap into your previous lifetimes if this is something that you have been called to do or something that resonates with you. The reason being is because I believe that we can tap into the wisdom of our past lives to help us on our current journey. Let's get into the story. So, I started my hyper healing journey about 3 or 4 years ago now, and I had up until this point been doing traditional therapy, and I felt as though it wasn't really working for me where I was in my life, and I needed something a little more direct, a little more unique. And so I started doing some research, and this was before ChatGPT and such were so mainstream. So I'm like using Google and I'm typing in alternative therapies, different modalities to help heal. And I came across a few things, a few options. Hypnotherapy, which I've also tried. Probably do a story time for that another time. And then I found past life regression therapy. So then I started going down this deep rabbit hole of past life regressionist, and I found one who, was perfect. I read everything on her website, and I will link it down below here as well. But I read everything on her website, it resonated with me, it sounded like exactly what I needed, so I scheduled a consultation. And I might have scheduled a few consultations with like one or two other therapists in this space. And at the same time, I was in a space personally where I was like, I need to get out of here. I was living in Tampa, Florida, and had just gone through a really bad breakup. So I was like, I need space. I need to get out of here. I need to do something. At this point, I had never gone on a retreat, so that seemed to be a pretty great option. And when I finally had my consultation with this therapist of mine, I everything came together. She was like, hey, I'm in Costa Rica. I have a really great connection with some guys who own an eco lodge. You can come stay here for a few days and I'll do your therapy sessions there, your treatments there. And I was like, where do I sign up? And within a week, I basically had everything booked. And within about 2 weeks, I was out of there. I was in Costa Rica in a beautiful eco lodge, just sitting, reflecting, and meditating on, where my life had brought me at that point. There were so many beautiful things that happened at this space, but the first one being my regression therapy session. And mind you, you're fully present and fully aware during these sessions, depending on who you're working with. But for me in these sessions, I was fully awake, fully aware. She started with a guided meditation. So we went into some deep breath work as I'm laying down on my back. I can't remember if there was music playing, but very gentle meditation sounds. And so she starts the guided meditation, and we go deeper into the meditation where I am basically just being guided through some visualization exercises and some breathing exercises. And then eventually I am I start feeling something really strange. She's, asking me, so describe what you're feeling currently. And the first thing that I felt was this heaviness around my back and my shoulders and my neck and my feet. And my feet couldn't move. And I was just like, I feel like I can't move. So she's like, okay, we've gone too far. Let's go back just a little bit. And then we go deeper into the regression, and I look down at my feet and my legs in the visualization that I'm having, and essentially I see this like fur skirt and some thick legs, and I'm like, I'm a man. I'm a tribal man. I'm a man who wears the skin that he catches. I am a warrior. Wow, this feels great. I look around the room in this visualization. I see a fire pit in what seems to feel like a very old hut. And in this hut, I am sharpening a knife near the fire. I'm alone, but I feel worried. I feel like there's a lot on my shoulders. There's this weight that I'm carrying, and then we go deeper into that feeling, and she's like, what is it that you're feeling? And I'm like, there is about to be something really bad that's gonna happen. Like, I see people coming into the village on horses and masks, and they are charging and burning the village down. And I feel helpless. I feel like there's nothing I can do but prepare for what is to come and hope that my people are protected. And so from this visualization, I was able to experience that entire scene of me as a warrior preparing for my village to essentially be burnt down to the ground, and me worrying and wondering how my people were going to make it to safety. And I'm able to actually witness all of this taking place, and it's quite scary. People are screaming, people are crying, people are yelling. I'm trying to save everyone. I have my warriors lined up, and everybody's doing the best that they can. I hear the people on the horses yelling and charging, speaking a different language that I don't understand. And then all of a sudden, I remember that there's a baby that got left behind. And so I went and grabbed the baby, but I tried to, and I couldn't find it. And I felt so bad because I had told the mother of this child that I was going back to get it, to go get her baby. And you know what's funny, as I'm saying this out loud, I've been having a lot of dreams about this lately, so it's no wonder I felt called to share this with you all. But essentially, long story shorter, I was not able to find the baby. I was captured by these people, and I was brought into a place where they had chained me, shackled me from head to toe, had taken all my clothes off, so I completely naked, confused, in sorrow, unsure of whether or not my people made it, unsure of where this baby was, feeling defeated, and feeling like I'd let my people down as a leader. And so I essentially see myself in this vision. I'm looking down at my feet, and I understand why they feel stuck, because they're chained, they're shackled. They're being weighed down. And so in this vision, I see myself standing up and attempting to escape. I'm in the middle of the woods, I don't know where I am. And as I'm escaping, I get shot in the back. Boom. And immediately, all of my back pain in my physical current lifetime, current reality, completely dissipates. I had been dealing with back pains in my personally in this lifetime for as long as I can remember, and instantly in that moment, it all went away. And it didn't feel scary when that happened. It's like, oh wow, aha, everything makes sense now. And this is where I want to tie the story to an end. Essentially, once I saw that entire scene playing out as if it were a movie, I was able to then connect with my tribe, the people that I was able to help escape and get to safety, and we reconnected. And I was told during this regression, hey, listen, everyone got out. but the baby. But you know what? The baby is who guided us to safety once we were free. The baby's essence, the baby's soul guided us to safety. So this was all necessary, and I saw the baby and the mother reunited on the other side, and immediately then I knew everything was okay, and that it was okay for me to be the leader that I've always was meant to be. And everything in my current lifetime started to make a lot of sense. The last thing they left me with was a gift from the tribe, all of them standing in unison, one behind the other. Large group of people covered my entire vision, and the mother of the child handed me a gift and said, "This is from us. We are always with you, guiding and protecting you, just as you've done for us." So, as you can imagine, this experience was very, very touching, and during this session, I was able to release so much trauma, release so many burdens that I was carrying throughout many, many lifetimes. From this one lifetime where I was a warrior, where I was the leader of the tribe, and where I felt like, the weight of the world was on my shoulders. And I carried that into this lifetime unknowingly. Now, there are so many other things that came from this first session alone, and mind you, I had about 3 sessions in Costa Rica, along with my ayahuasca journey. However, this first one really was eye-opening for me, and it showed me exactly how we are not only carrying the traumas and the beliefs and the stories from this lifetime, we are also carrying it from past lifetimes, from past ancestors, past generations, and it all comes together to create the being that we are. So we have to analyze and bring into our awareness all of these dimensions of being that we are, because we're not just this physical body. We are not the body. We are the soul, and the soul has multiple experiences on many dimensions, in many different planes, during many different times. So I thank you for coming to my story time. I just wanted to share that with someone out there who has been considering exploring any of these healing modalities, because, as I mentioned, we are multidimensional beings, and we must begin to see ourselves as that way and understand that healing takes place on many different levels. And if you have any questions about any other things that I might have mentioned or haven't, be sure to comment down below, and I will see you guys next time.